welcome to a beautiful kitchen slash dining area. Today we are revealing this gorgeous kitchen we designed for a client, and I did tell you guys that this client gave us the creative freedom completely. And there is always that difference when we have clients that give us a creative freedom. It gives us room to explore with colors, blending every piece you already have in the property. And that's what we have done with this space. And when we first viewed this property, they already, of course, it's a new build, so they already had this two-toned kitchen cabinet, which really is beautiful. It's such a beautiful kitchen cabinet. I personally love wood, so you can imagine my joy when I saw the combination. It's very timeless. So when I saw it, I knew immediately that we had to introduce a color that will add richness to the space. So it needed that, a little notch for it to really look luxurious and beautiful. Of course, it has an island. I'm going to come to that much later. The first thing we did was to rewire some of the things they had here already. It didn't come with all the island lights you're seeing here. We had to wire to introduce island lights. They were open to not even having island light. I said, look. This will make a whole lot of difference. I mean, you can tell already. How can you have a gorgeous island and no lights? So we had to do this, okay? And then we repainted the kitchen with the same color that we have in the entryway. We introduced it into the kitchen, and you can see how it has blended in with everything you have in the kitchen. The kitchen cabinet just looks even more highlighted. This whole space was open, and they were not open to having floating shelves. I had to make them understand the pros and cons of open shelves. Open shelves for this type of space will be just decorative, not really to store up anything. The next option was to have a mirror here, but because they have a sink, it's not functional. Every now and then, they have to be cleaning or wiping the mirror. So we went with this very beautiful large frame. My God, this frame, you guys, if I tell you guys the story behind some of the pieces here, you will laugh. But God's hand is always in all our projects. I'm not gonna lie, because there was a huge disappointment and we ended up with this, and this happened to be the best thing that has happened to this part of the kitchen. It just highlights all the colors in this property. The soft blue color, the brown, caramel, all those other natural colors that you're going to find in this place. The framing of this particular piece is outstanding. It just pops so well against the wall paints. Because I have this island, we introduced these bar stools. They were not so open to, having something with high backs, which I would have kicked against as well because of how small the space would be. So this is just beautiful. It's leather, guys. This is leather, but you will never believe that it's leather. It's so practical for a family like this, and in the kitchen, just any little stain, you just need to wipe it off. So I love how warm they feel. We had to introduce this marble tray on the island with this very beautiful textured black vase. I love how it adds texture to this place. And you already know that I hand curate most of our bouquet for our clients, so you can see that we had to play around with some of the favorite colors for the client. Feel them, because it's all about how you feel. So that's what we have done with this vase. It's so beautiful and it sits very beautifully on this marble tray. You guys can see that there is a very large patio door. So for the record, this particular kitchen has no radiator. It has no window. So this is the only source of ventilation they have. It's quite big. So this part opens for cross ventilation, and this part opens as well. So I don't really see the need for window anyway. So there is that cross ventilation in the space. So it's perfect. That's why we had to introduce this very beautiful custom made curtains. We had to keep it light because we want to keep the whole place feeling open and airy. This is what you will see in this kitchen area. I'm itching to show you guys the dining area. It is so beautiful. Are you ready? Now hit that like button and subscribe. Let's move over to the dining. Welcome to this beautiful dining area. I did mention that this client had some previously owned pieces, and one of the previously owned piece they had was this sideboard. So you can see that kind of ate deep into some of the space we have for the dining area. So we were left with this little space to create the dining area for them. We have this very gorgeous dining light. So what we did was to make sure that there is an element of breakfast bar light that we have there. That's how we came up with the smoked dining light. We didn't want to go rectangular or all that, just so that we don't take away or the attention from both lighting. Anyway, I don't know how to explain that, but this was well thought out, so we decided to go with this type of light. Now, one of the things the client requested for again was to make sure that we introduce the dining that does not have sharp edges for the little son. So that's why we chose this particular type of dining. I absolutely love it. It's such a small 6-seater dining. It's so small that if you're not careful, it might not take up to 6 chairs. So we introduced the same chairs we have at the breakfast bar into the dining, because ordinarily I wouldn't really care to have the same type of chairs, but because it's a small space, we don't want the eyes settling on different things at the same time. So we had to keep it flowy from there to here. So that's why we have the same type of chairs, and it just blends in properly. So now we have accessorized with this lovely vase. I have a thing for this type of vase. I'm not gonna lie, especially on the dining, it just adds class to the space. And then our hand curated bouquet for the client. There is this table mat it's a textured table mat with a touch of gray and blue in it, because we wanted to introduce, the touch of blue into the space. Like I mentioned, the client is a bit inclined to blue and the warm colors, which is the camel and all that. So the main touch of color has to be the blue. That's the main pop of color. So that's what we have introduced is subtly into the space. That's also why we have that frame in the kitchen. So it just balances out. We also introduced this rug underneath the dining, which sits perfectly under the dining table and chairs. If you look behind me, you're going to see the sideboard. We introduced a piece of an antique mirror. I know. I have a thing for antique mirrors. Not just antique mirrors, antique pieces. I told you guys that we plan to just introduce 1 or 2 pieces of antique pieces in any space we style. Because most of our clients like modern design, but there is no harm in having 1 or 2 of that, because again, it just blends in with the modern and gives timelessness, okay? So you guys, I'm sure you love this mirror. Please tell me what you guys think about this mirror. It's so beautiful and it just feels like it's made for the sideboard. Oh my God. Listen, I had to beg the client to bring in these table lamps because I felt there was need for extra lighting in this space. And we went, oh no, Didi, we said no table lamp. And I went, please, just let me have this table lamp. And she went, okay, Didi, it's fine. You can have it just here. And then I went, yeah, thank you so much. So that's how we have this table lamp. And tell me, was that not the best decision? Like, so stunning. Let's not talk about the bulbs. We had to go. We had to crawl to look for the bulbs. But anyway, so this is what we have here. So beautiful. It highlights the sideboard. The sideboard, it's actually a very good addition for storage. I mean, if they didn't have it, maybe I wouldn't go for it because of space. But because they had it and I promised them that we're going to work with it, I mean, the space is quite okay. It's perfect. They can even move their chair. And the only thing is that when someone is sitting here to eat, you can't access the sideboard. But you just have to make it work. Anyway, so we also accessorize with books and this decor piece and that little frame that you have there with a diffuser. And then on this corner, we have this gorgeous walnut frame. It's so beautiful with this lovely touch of blue. This is a plate, right? Inside the frame. And for me, what really inspired this was the fact that this is a dining area and it has that touch of blue that we introduced into the space. So this really looks so beautiful, and it's such a beautiful way to tie in the dining with the kitchen cabinet. Now we have two similar frames on this side with a touch of the blue as well. This is so beautiful. It gives off a little bit of texture when you look closely. We had to use it to introduce a touch of the blue subtly because we don't want to overwhelm the space with blue. So just, if you notice, we just sip it in like we don't know what we're doing, right? Sip it, sip it. Anyway, and then we added a little bit of greenery to that corner. This is how we have styled up this kitchen and dining area. Please. And I know they clap. Oh yeah, clap for us. Clap, because this is stunning. This is one for the books. So this is why I said in my previous video that this property actually surprised me, because the moment clients come to us with previously existing furniture or pieces, I kind of worry a little bit. But this is to tell you that this particular client, they have good taste. I must give it to them. They actually have good taste. Wait till you see the master's bedroom. You will actually love it. You will understand that they have good taste. If you have any winter projects, please email us. Feel free to visit our website. We have some of our projects on there, even though we have not updated since last year. But before the end of this year, hopefully we should be able to update all the projects we've not updated. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. We share a lot of photos. You know, still photos make a whole lot of difference. So we share photos, we share videos. Follow us there. And do not forget to smash that like button, because we stress ourselves to get all this content. Whereas I'm talking to you, I've not eaten today and I'm very, very hungry. So please help us to hit that like button, subscribe, and share to some of your friends that need a touch of gorgeousness in their lives. This might be helpful to somebody. Even share to your enemies. I'll see you guys in my next review. Stay fabulous. Bye.
I try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Until I met you I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try, but don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me.
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling stronger with you. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Sometimes I